Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This
Welcome to
is
The
The
Divide.
Divide.
With Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Catch us out on the iHeartRadio app. 2 weeks in a row here.
Yeah.
We're on a roll. Ty is also in studio, which is awesome. What's
Yeah.
up, Ty?
What's good, man? I'm happy to be here.
This is good, man. We're kicking off this new year right.
Yeah,
I
new
love
year, new camera.
New camera,
So we've been
too.
setting that up. It's been absolutely awesome. We're not gonna give us a shot seal of approval yet until we're fully, enjoying it. But yeah, man, as you can see, it's pretty magical.
I never thought like a tiny piece of equipment would bring so much joy to everybody.
That's what your wife says.
Oh, I walked into that one. No, man, it's awesome. I just like looking at it, dude. Just like,
Tell me more.
We're talking about the camera.
yeah,
right?
no, we're talking about the camera.
Yeah.
No,
just
it's
making
just,
sure.
it just looks cool.
It is cool. It's very cool. And
Anyway, all right. Let's
we got a show to do.
We got a show to do.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
let's get the elephant out of the room here. Let's just touch on Yamamoto. Because last week we pre-recorded because of holiday festivities, and sure enough, every time we pre-record,
That
something
Friday.
breaks on Friday before we go live.
Yeah.
And it happened. He's a
Yeah.
Dodger. It's what we feared. It's what we were worried about. We knew that Ohtani did something weird with his contract for a reason.
Yeah.
So now it's 12 years, $325 million. He was introduced earlier this week. It's annoying.
It is. Also like the West Coast always was a favorable spot for him because it's literally 8 hours closer to his home. So I get it. It's baseball. I think it's going to grow the sport a little bit more. Steve Cohen always said, mocked it during the lockout, the negotiations, saying the owners don't spend enough. My fear is it's not that Steve's not afraid to spend. It's these players only entertain the Mets right now to raise their price. That's it. So a lot of players have done that, and it's quite remarkable. And I'm laughing right now because Marcus Stroman might even do that again with the Mets, and I wouldn't be mad at him for that. But I don't think they're going to offer him anything. But to be honest with you, I'm starting to see that trend where the Mets are put into these conversations just to up the ante.
Yeah, I agree with you because it happens more so, or it seems like it happens more so or not to the Mets. But I think the Dodgers had their price. I don't think that there was. I think he met with the Mets just to kind of see what they would throw at him. But I want to say his mind. He's played with Ohtani before. They're reunited again. It's just now.
Baseball on the East Coast though is so much. There's so much more history to it. There's so much more. It's just a better sport. I'm not throwing shade at the West Coast, but dude,
you are.
It
I am.
sounds
Yeah,
like,
you
sounds like you are.
Exactly.
Sounds like
I am,
fight
right?
words, man.
Yeah, but to be honest with you,
Don't hold back. There's a 5-hour time difference, dude. You don't have to hold back. By the time they hear this, we're gonna be long asleep.
Or
It's
be
fine.
so early in the morning.
No, listen. It's like football in Florida. There's
Fair.
so many other things going on in Florida that football is like meh. You know what I mean? Like the West Coast is the same. It's you have earlier games out there because of the time difference. I feel like it's like watching. It's like club seats at the Yankees. It's all business people that just get there at 5 o'clock and they barely get there. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to also rationalize. I saw some, everybody does it. The breakdown showing how much they can make off of Ohtani being a Dodger if they sell out every single game. But you also have to be a realist. If the product starts to slump, you're going to lose seats.
Well, you bring up a good point because now the pressure, immense amount of pressure, is on Los Angeles.
Right. It's
Like
insane.
they have no choice. If they don't win, it's
Yeah.
an insane failure. Like,
Yeah.
I thought the Yankees would throw a lot of money to get some big names, and you hear it every year. Like, what are we paying so much for if we're losing games? Like, this is unreal. And I get that, technically speaking, with Ohtani, they're not paying a lot, but not right now. I mean, he's still locked in for
Yeah.
that insane contract. So, dude, if they don't win games, or God forbid they get injured,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man.
And
Tyler,
it's still guaranteed, right, in baseball. So no matter what, they owe them.
it is. It's also insured for the most part. A lot of these contracts, and that's why you saw what happened with dude on the Twins now, Carrera.
Yeah.
Everybody. Oh, he was a Dodger. Oh, he's a Met, or he's here.
He
He's
had a
there.
hard
Giants,
time
Mets.
getting through a physical.
Yeah, he couldn't get through the physical, but I mean that sounds
I
like
thought
a
all you had
bad.
to do was just bend over and cough. You couldn't,
Yeah.
you couldn't do that.
No, his knees apparently apparently doesn't have kneecaps or something. I don't know. They're afraid his legs are gonna not work like they used to before, so they wouldn't give him like a 13-year contract.
Sounds like a
just
problem.
Sounds like an Ed
in there.
Sheeran song, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But did you see? I don't. Can you see my computer? Did you see
No, I can't see.
pictures of him at his press?
He looks
Dude, he looks
great, man.
great.
Well, yeah. So
Yamamoto in a nice
Yeah.
blue checkered three-piece.
he's also, like I said, I said this before on this program, he's got such a great history in the game already. He's an Olympian, gold medalist, pitched his you-know-what off there. And then he did in the World Baseball Classic, and obviously, too, he's already a household name in Japan. So it's going to be crazy, man. And the fact is, if Tyler Glasnow was a Met, I'd have a smile. Maybe I wouldn't be on strike. But the fact is, he's a Dodger. Nobody's talking about that. Like, nobody's talking about that. That would be big news for any other franchise. It's just a small stone in this giant boulder that is now the LA Dodgers.
I know. It's almost like the script is just set up for them to fail.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too
For
big.
Mookie Betts. You're not
It's
even
just.
Yeah, there's people you're forgetting
As
about.
soon as they start using the word dream team, then
Yeah.
you know it's over.
Yo,
Forget it.
speaking of which, is Magic still part owner? Or
He is,
he is,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're destined to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
Absolutely.
You got two basketball. You got two basketball connections. You have the Magic connection, and then you also have the Kobe Bryant connection with him having that video for Otani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that really a thing? Or like, was that?
Yeah.
I just feel. I know we talked briefly like last week, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, did that really happen, or is that just like one of those feel good stories that's like all made up and people are just like?
Personally, I think it happened. To be honest with you, I think it absolutely happened. We have an audience, which is hilarious. But I definitely think it happened. But with that said, also like I hope they got permission to use that video now that he's deceased. I would definitely call up Mrs. Bryant and be like, "Yo, you cool with us?"
I would almost say that didn't happen.
Okay.
I think at this point, I mean, I'm still sad about it, but I feel like, especially in business, I think like, we got this footage. Let's just try to anything we got.
What do you think about the Lakers putting up that banner in tournament? I just
The
laughed.
same thing I think about the actual tournament.
But no, I'm
itself.
just thinking like Kobe would be mad about that.
Yo,
Yeah.
He be doing mad shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does it happen if Kobe's still here? Like, or do they just put it like why couldn't they put it on the court or something that they want it?
No, you're right. It shouldn't be
Up in the rises.
Yeah, like it's just not. It's not as important.
It's honestly nobody.
Just
from my
enjoy
understanding,
your
nobody
trophy.
even likes the tournament. Like nobody likes the tournament. It's just they pay these guys that sit on the bench basically. Because if you win, you get what, like $1 million per person on the roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't mean anything to like LeBron. LeBron's got plenty of money, but if you're like 7th, 8th man, then that's what they play for. But other than that, it's dumb. Like, what else is the tournament for? Other than
It's bragging rights.
Yeah.
If it evolves into something that like is forever, then yeah. But I can already tell that it's not going to really ever evolve into something that people are going to ever care about.
Well, even the way the banner is written is just because they're just going to keep adding the years like you would for a fantasy trophy. You know what I mean? Or something like that. They're just going to keep adding the years to the one said banner. So
just trying to make it cool. You're just
Yeah.
trying to. I feel like it's like it's like Mean Girls. Like stop making this cool or trying to make this cool. Like you're just trying. Everybody I talk to does not care or did not care about the
And
tournament.
they try to make the courts something like oh, like the courts look cool. Like nobody cares. Like we just want to watch
No.
basketball.
Right. If they wanted to do that like All-Star Week and like put together like a 3-on-3 from like
Hey.
certain divisions, then sure. But
Now
like,
we're talking, Corey.
come on,
Now we're talking.
dumb in-season tournament. What are you, a high school? Who does that? Anyway, let's go year in review because it's going to be New Year's and
It is.
It's time for all of you to make your stupid resolutions that you're not going to follow 3 days later. So let's just at least review what happened in life and sports. And let's jump around here. First, we have to talk about one thing because this is a Philly station. We have to talk about the Super Bowl. Great game
We do.
between the Eagles and Kansas City. Amazing game. We won a lot of money on that
did.
game. Terrible ending. And I'm not saying it's just terrible because the Eagles lost. I'm actually kind of happy about that. And I think anybody that's listened to us knows where
I'm
I
not.
stand.
I wanted if I can't be happy, I want my friends to be happy.
Okay. You know what, though? You bring up a good point. Isn't it much more fun watching your friends hurt and be miserable about
because
sports?
to be honest with you, Sean Brace would love if the Mets lost in the
Of
World Series.
course.
So I'm not rubbing it because like I would
You're
hate.
a better man.
Oh,
You're a better
I'm
man.
a simple man. That's my second song reference of the day. But no, like in all seriousness, like I want people to be happy and I root for underdogs. And I did feel like they were the underdogs in that situation.
Yeah. I mean,
Hunger
Kansas City
dogs. Like, you know.
was favored, I believe.
Yeah.
I just really good game.
Yeah.
But like, did it have to end with that stupid PI call? And I don't know.
No.
Just a good like you watch the Super Bowl to see like a great. I feel like NFL, you're gonna write the scripts. You might as well make it a better ending than that. I mean, that was like an M Night Shyamalama, whatever his name
just
is.
goes
ending.
straight to the
Just
credits.
goes it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Oh man.
All right, let's move on from the awful Super Bowl. What do you got? What sticks out sports wise, or just anything
The
wise?
Sixers playoff run was so much fun. Ty and I got to experience something really cool. We're gonna bring it back this year on Fox Sports The Gambler, partnered with Q102, Busted from Q102. But the Sixers watch parties were awesome. The playoffs, it was fun until it wasn't, right? Like and honestly too, like that for me was exactly what Ty experiences when he latches on to my Mets, right? Like it felt the same. You know,
good analogy.
You didn't care, but you cared because I cared.
Right.
Yes. But
Right.
also the feelings, like how like you're never gonna get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it
Yep.
just like you're always like right there.
Sixers are
and you
definitely
just
the Mets.
don't-
The Mets of the NBA.
Yeah. And so
100%.
like I think that's why we all understand each other's pain so much.
Yeah.
So it was cool to watch. It was cool to see. Celtics, damn you. But yeah, it just let's see what happens this year. You know, I feel like the Sixers had addition by subtraction, in my humble opinion. You're seeing guys really take over. You know, Embiid obviously is going to be MVP again. But, you know, Maxey is coming into his own, and it's just tremendous to see those two guys really take that team to new heights. So I'm excited for that playoff push.
Yes, sir.
You got more watch parties in the books already, which is going to
Yeah.
be perfect. Maybe I can sneak away and enjoy some of those.
I was gonna
watch
say,
parties.
yeah, you missed a lot of the fun. You were there at the main events for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it was the casino night with the Dine on Us guys,
Yeah.
you know, you missed Xfinity. That was a blast to see that Sea of
Kinda
Blue.
wanted to
Yeah, you'll be there this year.
do that, but
Also, Murph. Let's talk about Murph
I
real
say
quick.
that's exactly
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Your year in review has to be epic. Corey.
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the birth of our daughter is up there
Mm-hmm.
because none of my sports team won. Otherwise, it would be definitely like if the Dolphins had won the Super Bowl, then that would be number one, and the birth of my kid would be number two. Of course, the same thing goes with like if the Devils didn't exit the playoffs and won the Stanley Cup. Absolutely, actually would have been around the same time, so that would have been tough. But no, of course that overshadows everything else. Of
Right.
course, but I will say the most enjoyable thing for me in sports history this past year in 2023 happened recently. It happened in September. September 11th, as a matter of fact, when you saw Aaron Rodgers take one snap as a New York Jet and completely blow out his Achilles.
My favorite part of that is the betting company that shall not be named had like this
Bro.
win a guaranteed bet. Like if
Oh, yeah.
like so it, you know, and you max out at $100, but as long as like he ran like for 1 yard. And he
Oh
never
my
did
God.
that. He never did
He
that.
did negative yards.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hilarious. They didn't pay it out. So obviously they won.
Now, for the record, I'm not happy he got hurt. I don't want people confusing this like I wished ill on him. But it's funny to me, and coming from a Dolphin fan, I don't believe the hype for anything. I know in the group chat I give Germ a lot of stuff, but that's just me wanting to argue with Germ because it's fun to me. But like, I still don't believe the Dolphins hype. I don't think that like there's still a chance that they're going to lose the division. I mean, yeah, they secured a playoff spot, but there's definitely a chance that they're not going to. The Bills can very much do that.
Right.
But the amount of hype that we had to hear about, and a lot of it was from Carl, but it wasn't just him. It was all Jet fans because you got one quarterback and you thought your season was going to be unreal. And it's like day after day, like, guys, let him play. Let him play. Let him play. He still has to find guys. Like, come on. He was great in Green Bay for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then he was just mediocre after that. He's a great quarterback, but
granted, the Jets had a good defense, and then also they did
still have a
add.
good
They
defense,
did, they did add what running back? They added Dalvin Cook. They added the receivers. Like it wasn't just Rodgers. It wasn't like they added a lot of pieces. And
They forgot the
I felt-
O-line.
Yeah.
It's been
exactly.
murdering people.
always how it works, though. But I mean, and you're right. And I have no problem with that. I believe that they would be a better football team. But the amount that we had to hear, first of all, the guy's weird enough as it is with his dark retreat and all that other stuff. But having to hear all of that before a snap was annoying to me. And that's why I was kind of happy that that happened the way it happened.
Yeah, I mean, having to hear Carl talk about whether or not he was coming back, his healing, they're still in it. Just going through the 7 stages of grief.
Oh, God. He
awful.
spent a lot in the anger stage.
Do you think he's really going to come back for multiple years, Aaron Rodgers?
No, I think he's got one more year, and then I don't think they're going to extend his contract. I think they're going to see what he does next year, but I think even if he has a winning season, I don't foresee them. He's not spending the rest of his career in New York.
No. You know who should spend the rest of their career in New York?
Tommy DeVito.
No, God forbid. No, don't kill me, Italians. But in all seriousness, Russell Wilson. You should probably go with that Yankee contract right now. They can rip, dude. He's a baseball player.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he can jump over to
Yeah.
another. I mean, he's how old is he now?
He's
He was-
old.
Yeah,
man.
he's signed by the
Mid-30s?
It don't
I don't
matter.
think it can happen at this point, but I don't know.
He's
How old-
signed
wait,
by the Yankees. I saw him in Trenton.
So
Thunder
let's
once.
talk about this because we can go into other segments with our year end in review. Like, you had mentioned in the group chat that Denver did him dirty? Did Denver? Let's ask this question. Do a roundtable. Did Denver really do him dirty, or did he just not perform?
It's a combo of both, I would say. Obviously, he did not. From the creepy Subway commercials to everything, his tenure as a Denver Bronco has been awful. Professionally, business-wise, everything. Like, there's not a marketable moment where you're like, oh, my God, this is great in a good way.
Right.
But a contract's a contract. You know what I mean? And I feel like they abuse that. And it goes both ways. You see players manipulate their contracts and they hold out too. So it's just the way the game is
I mean, it
played.
could be a Deshaun Watson situation. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that contract and the fact that he's not playing? I mean, come on.
But the fact that he has them on record saying, "Hey, we're gonna bench you if you don't renegotiate your contract," I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
When
If
you're-
that is the whole story,
Yeah.
I don't
know.
mean, I definitely.
Based off what we know right now, I think.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If they bench him, he still gets paid. So, like, I don't understand. I don't know if you get hurt, you get suspended and all that. But if it's a coach's decision to bench, you're still paying him his game check. So I don't really see the leverage in saying if you don't renegotiate, you're not playing. Because if that's me, okay, well, I'm going to sit here and collect all of the money I've been collecting, even when I go put my basically life on the line here. So I just think I think he wasn't the quarterback Sean Payton was hoping he would be. I remember publicly there's been a few instances where Sean Payton has told the media, I told him to stop worrying about being the nice guy. I just want him to play football. I need him to do this. I need him to do that. And I just don't think he's met. I don't think he's met Sean's expectations.
Sean isn't meeting his own expectations.
I agree.
And he's like, oh, I can't fire a whole O-line. I could just fire this. No. And he did humbly say, like, oh, my job could be next. Well, it should be. Like, you know, like that's a real leader. Like, you want my humble opinion. You have one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it, and you couldn't figure it out.
I wouldn't say he's one of the best to ever do it.
No, Mike, you have a point though. It's like a blame game almost. Like
who didn't want Russell Wilson when he was?
Who is he the reason the Broncos are slumping? Is
No.
Russell Wilson the reason?
That whole offense is trash.
Yo, I can't put the blame on him. And the fact that you've seen him perform multiple years and be all-star, you know, with other coaches, it's like at that point it's like you need to figure out how to utilize him.
Well, but also like Denver was known for, I mean, Peyton Manning couldn't move his neck and won a Super Bowl with them. Like, come on. Like
there's completely different
I get
defense,
that.
different, you know,
like,
young wideouts. Just I wouldn't place all the blame on him, but I do think, you know, you get, as a quarterback, you get the blame no matter what. You know, if you're not making plays. I mean, how many touchdowns does he even have this year? Like,
you give him the blame. Like you can put pressure on him as a leader of the offense, but I think he's at the point in his career where he deserves to finish out a season. Like he wasn't playing that bad. It's one thing if he was like going out there throwing tons of interceptions and losing games for them, but that's not what was happening.
Well, they just lost to New England on Christmas Eve.
And he threw for almost 300 yards and no interceptions, I think.
Right.
He threw 238, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
No interceptions. He's not the reason they lost that game.
Right.
No, defense is, I mean, when you lose a ball game 26-23, you got to put some pressure on the defense here.
Of course.
He has 0 rush game. I mean, I don't think they've had a running back eclipse 100 yards this season. And yeah, I mean, you're looking, okay, he beat the Chargers, but he hasn't thrown for, he has had one game where he's had multiple interceptions, and that was when they played Houston. He threw three interceptions.
But also call it what it is. It's a financial move. Like it's nothing other than the Broncos trying to save money or figure out the way that they could move past the Russell Wilson experience.
Russell Wilson does. I think that my biggest knock on Russell Wilson is his personality. I mean, and Sean Payton said that. Like you said, I didn't know that until you just said it. Like Sean Payton said he needs to stop being a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yo, he is so cringe on social media.
Very cringe.
Like just his personality in general. And I hate to like be a hater and all, but it's like, bro, you just seem a little, I don't know, he seems a little corny, a little awkward.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe if he might have lost the locker room. He might have literally just lost the locker room. If people are not coming to battle for him and other teammates, like if they sat down and had a team meeting with everybody besides him and everybody's kind of throwing him underneath the bus or not having his back, then it's like maybe it's better to have another leader in front of him.
Yeah, but you guys, I'm looking at these stats. Now, granted, they don't tell the story. There's only been 2 games where he's eclipsed 300 yards. The rest are all low 200s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're talking half of the games he's played, he hasn't even broke 200 yards. So, I mean, a lot of these games that they're winning, you know, their defense is holding up, holding opponents to less than 20 points. So,
speaking of broke, we're going to be broke if we don't go to commercial break.
Oh yeah, those things.
We got to pay the bills.
Stay with us. More on the year in sports review, guys. Plus, we do have a rundown for the end of the year. This is The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Nah. YouTube world, we're still here with you.
We are
cutting this up.
Cut it up. Yo, he sucks this year. Dude, there's one game where now granted, he's split with Kansas City. He lost one and won one, but like 95 yards, 13 and it's not like he's not accurate. He's 13 for 22, but only throwing 95 yards. Like that's got to be, well, actually that could be coaching too. That could be crappy play calling.
Yeah,
I blame coaching more than I blame players.
Agreed.
I feel like because I've seen so many bad players.
Well, we talked about
do well with the right system, so I'm all about systems.
Look at the Seahawks right now with Geno. Like it definitely, you know, and also like I feel bad for Geno because he was on the Jets too long and they couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, well, I think the Jets are just I know I hate the Jets, but they're just one dumpster fire after another. Like they cannot get out of their own way for years now, even with person. You see and the Dolphins were like that for a long time too. You see like Wes Welker was a Dolphin before he went to the Patriots, and then he just, you know what I mean? So,
but it's also what you were saying about the draft. Like it's why like it kind of sucks for some of these young quarterbacks. You get thrown into a shitty company.
You literally get drafted, and here you go. You can't read an NFL defense. You think you can, but come on, it's the NFL. That's why so many guys are great in college. Ryan Leaf was great in college. It was such a bust.
Yeah.
But it's just like, how do you explain the New Orleans run that Sean Payton had? You know, or was Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is great.
He is, and I equate him to like Peyton Manning. You're gonna call this play? I'm gonna change it in the huddle anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I think Russell Wilson is more of a, okay, if that's what coach wants, and goody two shoes. You gotta mean, Russell. You get paid millions of dollars to coach. Who cares about Sean Payton?
His name's Russell too.
Russell.
Yeah.
Russ. Okay, Russ. I feel like that's like you like go up to someone, you like muscle their hair, like, okay, Russ.
I like Russ. I don't know.
I don't not like him. I just, you know what I mean? There's some pro athletes where I meet and I'm like, man, I can't wait. This dude's going to be cool. If you were to be like, hey, you guys, next you're going to interview Russell Wilson, I'd be like, all right.
I'm really not about interviewing Russell Wilson. I'm not about that life.
You are or not?
I'm not. I'm not about that life.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Plus, isn't he like a big, first of all, he's married to Sierra, right?
I'd like to
And wasn't the
interview
big
her.
rumor, because he's like super religious, that they did not consummate? They had to wait till they were married to have sex. Wasn't that? I think that
If
was
he did
the big
that,
thing.
then that's why I don't like. That's just answer the reason why I really don't care for him.
How do you?
Like, how dare
do
you wait
date?
with
See,
Sierra?
I know. Yeah. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? Like, anyway,
Also, like, why is that public knowledge? Like,
they made it public, Lodge. The same thing. And dude, we can spend all time on YouTube talking about this. That I don't feel bad for Travis Kelce. I hope he slumps. He made it as big as they like. Granted, when word got out about him and Taylor Swift, it was going to be big regardless. But he did it on his podcast, and he got all cute, and then he realized, like, holy shit, like, this chick is more popular than Jesus.
Yeah.
And then tried to reel it back and bought a new home in a gated community. Like,
Well,
what were you thinking, bro?
Yeah.
She broke Ticketmaster. She broke Ticketmaster, and you really thought that this wasn't going to be a big deal?
She's the white Beyonce.
so yeah,
For real.
without
real.
any of the parts that make her Beyonce, including the singing. But like, hard. I'm running after Beyonce. I'm walking away
100%
from Taylor Swift.
100%.
But the we got to talk about this on the air. But the Philly fan base now, especially on social media, is trying to say she infiltrated Kansas City from the inside because her whole family's Eagles fans.
Oh, snaps.
And because look at the record.
Swift is?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's go
Kelsey's
back.
got like
Let's get
one
back.
touchdown
Yeah.
since they started dating.
Let's get back right now.
All right.
Let's do it.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Divide Live, we're back, guys. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Divide Live are the handles. YouTube Live, the Give Us a Shot Network page, and the Fox Sports, the Gambler Network page. We were live there during the break. You'll hear a lot of good conversations that you're probably going to hate, but hey, makes the world go around. We were still talking year in review, and in the break on YouTube Live, we brought up the Taylor Swift debacle, we'll call it, the craziness, whatever it happens to be. The fact that it happened. Everybody's still talking about it. You saw it on Christmas Day. It was fantastic. The Raiders upset the Chiefs, and you saw Taylor Swift consoling Brittany Mahomes. Oh, so sad. So sad.
Everything has changed.
Now, Mike was saying that there's a nice little theory going around. Conspiracy theory from the Philly side of life.
Yeah, through the Eagles and Philly social medias right now, they feel as though Taylor Swift, being an Eagles fan, grown up Philadelphia Eagles fan, they feel as though she has infiltrated Kansas City and is destroying it from the inside. So she's blowing up the Death Star that is Kansas City. And I'm all here for that. Like, I love that. And there's stats to prove it. I mean, they've lost more games now that her and Kelsey are officially an item, and Travis Kelce has one touchdown.
Since they've been dating, he only has one touchdown?
Last time I checked, it was one touchdown.
Well, now I got to look at Travis
you gotta
Kelce's
look it
stats
up.
here. Let's check this out. The whole thing with that is it was annoying for a lot of football fans because every 5 seconds, we had this conversation on Christmas too with the fam. It's like what people don't realize is there's a whole new different people that are now watching these games just in hopes to see Taylor Swift, which is just insane to think about. And on top of that, it's become popular because Travis made it popular on his podcast. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the whole situation. I'm not saying I'm enjoying the slump of Travis Kelce, but I am enjoying watching. Mahomes went from lovable quarterback to crybaby in everybody's eyes, especially 2 or 3 weeks ago when him and Andy Reid were complaining about the refs. It was against the Bills.
Yeah.
It was a messed up call. It was like, and now he's failing miserably.
Bro,
people love it.
Did you see Andy Reid have to check Travis Kelce?
Yeah, because Travis threw his helmet. That's the other thing, man.
He's like,
I'm
don't give it
tired.
back to him.
Professional athletes acting like big crybabies.
But
Like,
it was like I'm sorry. It was like a Will Ferrell, like, you got your big boy pants on? Huh? That makes you a man? Like,
he shoulder checked him.
Yeah, he shoulder checked
Get out there and do it.
Yeah, like
And-
Kelce would have just flipped them.
Oh my! So when did they start dating? They were at the Jets game, October 1st. She was at the Jets game. So
yeah.
he's had 3 touchdowns since.
No, they were there, but not official. Look at so let's just go from Thanksgiving. 0 touchdowns since Thanksgiving.
Well, right, but they've been dating since before. When were they officially dating? Like,
right,
I think
when they saw-
when
they're
she
saying-
went to that Jets game, which the conspiracy there was she went only because her private jet has been using too many emissions and green people are all after about it. But if you go from the second she showed up to me, if you're showing up to my game, we're dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's three touchdowns. However,
right.
only 2 occasions since October 1st has he got over 100 yards.
Yeah, I think 1029 was when they were seen holding hands.
Canoodling.
Yeah, I think that's when it was like Facebook official.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, that would make sense. But he also had a fumble in that game versus the Eagles.
Either
too.
way, it's
1
5
touchdown, 1 fumble.
touchdowns all season. And
It
this is a
used to
guy-
be that would
No, it was like-
more than 10. You'd
Yeah.
have multiple touchdowns in a game.
I mean, we'd fight over this guy in fantasy because like it was just that kind of
Not anymore.
him and Mike Evans. It was always guaranteed that they were going to get touchdowns.
He's
like
ruined.
Those are 2 guys that I've always felt.
He's a ruined man.
Yeah.
Look at this. 3 catches for 14 yards against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins still lost that game. Corrigible.
With no receiver. Who else caught the ball that game? They have nobody else.
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I'm just
Tooney?
laughing.
Yeah.
Like, look, losing to Buffalo, that was a crazy game, but you could lose to Buffalo.
Buffalo's a good team.
You beat New England. The Raiders, like, come on.
The Raiders, Antonio Pierce has the Raiders team, so they would run through a wall for that man. He is a player's coach.
I get that.
And that's what you need.
Well,
When
he's
you're
a player. He's a player.
Yeah, he was. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's when you have a season that they're having where it's lost. I mean, yeah, there's a playoff hope alive for them, but they're not making it. I hate it when they do those stats. Like, there's still a chance, but like he's trying to secure his job next year, and he wants these guys to come back with event. I'm worrisome about the Raiders for next year, and I bet the Raiders on Christmas only because the line was too big. I don't think Kansas City has covered a
Fair.
spread in like
Yeah,
the last 6 or
fair.
7 games.
And
So
they're division rivals. Too.
yeah, of course.
I mean, the Giants covered their spread, which was awesome. I was
It's-
excited for that.
It's just
Made a lot of money Christmas.
oh god, Christmas is so good, so good.
Christmas.
But I
is
don't
the
feel bad
time
for
my
Kelsey at all.
parlays to
But
hit.
that's like one of the things that, like, unfortunately, if I think back, talk to me in March when I'm talking about the year in review for the football season. It's all going to be this. It's going to be the Taylor Swift mania, the fact that she's now at every game, and it's just, I just think like, what other professional sport were 2 heavy hitters dating, and you saw this much media about it?
A-Rod giving his balls out to
Yeah,
people
but
while
no,
he was
but I'm
dating,
talking about like
Cameron
A-Rod dated
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz,
Yeah.
Madonna, and they would all go to his games, but it's like that's not, when I watched the game,
Rodman and Madonna was huge, right?
Carmen Electra,
Carmen
and Rodman
Electra,
were big
yeah.
too. But I just feel like when you go back and like watch his games on TV, they didn't pan over to
Rodman
Carmen.
and himself. No, I'm just kidding, because he didn't, right? I'm not making that up. He married himself.
Taylor
He
Swift
wore a
is,
dress.
I mean, for the social media era, so it's a little bit different right now.
That's
but
true.
also Taylor Swift, I mean, she's a current big. I mean, Carmen
Yo,
Electra is
she's-
big.
Yeah.
J-Lo is big. I mean, these women are big and all, but she's on the radio right now today constantly. Like she really
It's
is at the height
insane.
and the prime of her career right now.
It's nuts. And
She's dating a loser
she's
from the
selling,
Chiefs.
She's selling out football stadiums just because she's showing up.
She sells out. She sells more tickets than the Chiefs.
whatever. That's
Yeah,
probably
and that's
sold more than Aaron Rodgers this
put her
year.
on the roster. Give her a jersey.
They did basically. That's the point. Like
Yeah.
it seems like it could be one of those. We're just doing this just because.
Right. Maybe
it's
they'll
smart
just get rid of
financially.
everybody except for Kelsey and be like, yo, as long as you're with her, you got a job for life,
think
pal.
that's like-
Here's 82-year-old Travis Kelsey.
I want to know, man. I want to know what that locker room vibe is
I
like.
want to know what locker room vibe Mike McDaniel has. Like, and I know we've seen it with Hard Knocks and everything, but dude, talk about a guy you would just want to work for or even hang out. Like, did you see what he did to your guy Dan Marino?
Yeah, he's trolling him. And Dan's, I think he's the head of some sort of football operations out there, and he's
Right.
been doing
I mean,
a
he should
good
be.
job.
Yeah.
But here's my take, and I've seen a couple of the Hard Knocks with the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I cringe because it's fun now and it's cool now, and everybody's like, oh, he's very relaxed. These guys sit on couches and review playbooks, and it's nonchalant, and that's fun when you're winning. But you have a culture to where it's like that, and if you stop winning,
Yeah.
and you have
It's
to
a wrap.
change and get them more disciplined, forget it. You're gonna lose them in a heartbeat. So it's all fun and games now until you start losing, and then you're never getting the locker room back. You're never going to be able to switch how you do things, and it's going to contribute to your losses in the future.
I like it because it's the closest we'll ever get to like actual Ted Lasso, like as a coach. Like this dude was accused of vaping on the field, and he was like, "What is this you talk about?" Like he acted like he didn't know what it was. the video meme of him going, "It's only gonna get bigger."
Yeah.
Like, it's just hilarious. His London press conference is one of the most. I thought it was an SNL skit. Like, you know, like it's just like I love the man. If the Dolphins go deep into the playoffs and actually make the playoffs,
Well, they clinched. They
Yeah,
clinched
they
last week with
clinched, yeah.
a win, so they at least have a playoff
Right.
spot. Whether or not it's division or wild card, is
I'm
yet to
rooting
be seen.
for one because I want to see you happy, but two, he's a good dude.
I appreciate that.
They're a perfect example of system and talent. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
Michael Downs is great with the system, but then you have the talent that is like. So as long as he has these kind of pieces, they're gonna be okay. Like no matter what, this system with a good and fast players,
Yeah.
and a quarterback that can sling it too, and Tua, they're gonna be all right for years and for a couple of years. So I don't have any like. I think I'm going to be okay with them, at least for the next like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and they buy into his system. There's a lot of trust. That's what I do like. There's a lot of like even watching Hard Knocks from this past week when it was 3rd and whatever against the Cowboys, and they just needed that first down, and they straight up said it. The ball's going to Tyreek. The ball's going to Tyreek. We're doing it. We're doing it. And even like just the amount of trust. Even when Tyreek was like, all right, get your head right. Like let's like they just they're working.
I'd
man.
love to see the Dolphins and the Eagles. Now that I'm thinking about it, I like to see that Super Bowl.
I said when the
Dolphins,
Dolphins
Eagles, I
played
would
the
love to see
Eagles
that.
earlier in the year, I was like, this is going to be a preview of the Super Bowl.
I would love to see that. At
Now,
the
I
beginning
didn't-
of the season, I said repeat. I mean, I said rematch. I said
Yeah.
Chiefs Eagles. But now I would much rather see Dolphins. It'd
I,
be
yeah.
interesting.
I just think
Yo, even when they made that trade for Tyreek, we all felt that they gave away the entire house. They rebuilt
Yeah.
that house.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is like the best receiver in football.
Oh,
Yeah.
facts.
Hands
Like
down.
not, yeah.
Ridiculous.
anywhere,
Yeah.
deep ball, slot, over the middle, like he's
And they
just
taught Tua how to fall. It's just everything's
yeah, he
working.
learned. I mean, he might have half of a brain left after the 8 concussions
Poor
he had
guy.
last year, but
Remember when you won the Super Bowl, Tua?
So chill.
bro,
Oh,
oh man,
Poor guy.
it's been a year, you guys. It's been
a crazy
It's
year.
been something that is. I completely forgot about real quick, before we take another break, we got to get off football and Tua not having any idea who he's going to be in 5 years. We do have to talk about Major League Baseball and
We
the
do?
World Series. We do.
Oh,
because
man.
how sweet was it to just see Texas handle the Astros?
No, it wasn't.
It was sweet. You stop. I know we talked a lot of smack, but you didn't want the Astros to win again.
I didn't care because it's like how many more, it doesn't matter because you could just compartmentalize it. It's the same feelings I had with the Yankees versus Phillies. Like I was like, the Yankees may as well win because like who cares, right? How many more do you have? Like this one won't even be memorable. The Phillies win, they now would have had 3 World Series championships to the Mets 2. And also, like, they've been around since, I don't know, dinosaurs. So the fact that the Mets have 2 World Series championships in less time than the Phillies do, I kind of like that move. So, I looked at it that way, where, well, we could just add this to the Astros being the Astros. Whereas, like, the Rangers hurt me because DeGrom told us all that he was going to be a World Series champion.
Again, though, but
Yeah,
that was
I know
never
that. I know that,
like-
but it doesn't matter if you say it and then it happens. You know, Ty and I talked about it. We were talking about September. Not going to say what we were talking about with September,
yeah.
but all of a sudden, come October, things were flowing.
Yeah,
Right?
A-Rod.
Yeah.
A-Rod's what
Yeah.
we can talk about.
Yeah.
You kept saying we're gonna have A-Rod. We're gonna
Yeah.
have A-Rod, and that's
Yeah.
you know. He
We had
came up-
A-Rod.
He showed up like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Act as if. So, I mean, that's what
Hey, talk into
DeGrom
existence.
and the Rangers did. So, I'm happy for him, I guess. I don't care.
Doesn't sound
but-
like you're happy for him.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
kinda-
sound like you're happy
Dude,
for him at all.
it was trash. Baseball was trash. I got to learn a lot more about football, as you could see in that last segment, because the Mets were out of it like in spring training, and it looks like they're already out of it during winter ball. So it's gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be great. I'll be breaking down O lines and D lines and C lines, and we'll be doing that for the 2024 as
Oh
we
my
grow
God.
Fox Sports The Gambler. 'cause-
Let's take a quick break. More when we come back of Mike's ranting. I promise you. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
You shouldn't have asked. Like, we're going to take a quick break, but first I'm going to get my co-host going.
Love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
awesome.
it, man. Angry Mike ranting is the best. The sad part is you don't really get Angry Mike without like one of your sports teams failing
Oh, yeah.
miserably
Or tequila.
or tequila.
Oh, what was it? The Ron Burgundy stuff. That was nuts.
The whiskey.
A whiskey.
Was that whiskey?
Yeah,
Pow-
man,
it was
you were
Powers
lit.
whiskey.
You were
Oh
lit,
my
yeah.
god! And it happened like quick. Like that was that.
No, because I think we took a shot before you went on air.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no.
You drank while you were on air, and you were just
Towards
on
the
it.
end, we were like, oh no.
No, it was bad.
We
It
need, to
was
delete, we
bad.
need to delete this.
Yo, also like half of the people were saying I looked like that terrible guy from the Raiders, right? Gruden or whatever.
Oh, Gruden.
I was supposed to look like Ron Burgundy, and then, but I won the. Somebody put it up on a poll, and I won that I did look like Ron Burgundy, so I was happy about that.
Oh man.
Whew, yeah, year in review. Jeez, we should talk about our year. The Divide.
Yeah, we got a little less than 10 minutes. We can
Yeah,
talk about our
Children's Specialized Hospital. Maybe mention the CHS.org, CHS2.org, right? How do you? .org. CHS, the number 2.org.
What a year.
It was crazy, man.
What an end to the year. It's been the end of the year has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like the 2024. I mean, we already know 24 is just the number, but 2024 is going to be lit just based off the last 3 months of this year.
The year of 24.
Hey,
I love it.
Did you find it? I can't find it.
What, the CHS.org?
Is that what it is?
No, but it was stuck in my head forever. And of course now.
Probably got it in notes here. Hold on. Please hold.
Either way, you could Google Children's Specialized
I
Hospital.
did. And
but there's an easier
There's a
URL
quick
though,
one.
because this one is like
It's giving me right to Robert Wood, man.
yeah, it's like a longer URL. There was an easier one. You're right. It was like CSH something.
That's right. Foundation.
Specialized Hospital. Yeah, it's definitely not chs.org.
Why don't we just go to our video?
Yeah, facts.
We got to talk to that, man. Because Like I'm even on the part of the Robert Wood
Well,
website that
yeah.
says our foundation, and
We're-
there's still no link.
We're going to help them grow for sure. I mean, they're doing a great job without us. So just imagine what they're going to do with the power of 24 Media, iHeartMedia, and Mike Powers.
Here we go. Donate now.
And Coy. A little bit of Coy. Not much. You got to pay extra for the. Corey's like the guacamole. You got to pay extra.
The guacamole. This is still pretty.
My phone's upstairs.
Eat Clean Bro Gala, March 2nd.
Yeah.
Hey, we there?
We're supposed to be there, yeah. I'll work on that. Tickets go on sale January 1st. For anybody listening and they want to go, it should be an amazing time for all.
Yeah, I'm on their website, but it's not the URL that I was talking about.
It's all right. We'll just shout
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, just Google them. All right, they're Googleable.
Yeah.
Google able. All right, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, here, give to
Give to see.
CSH.org.
Yeah. Give.
You see it?
Yeah,
You
I can
see it
hear it
there?
now. Corey's like, give the number
Number two.
2 CHS.org.
Yes, sir. That's it.
CSH.
Once again, that's give the number 2
CSH.
CSH.org. Be sure, guys.
Check
them out.
1877 cars for kids.
Well, we talked about them too. So let's get cooking.
Yeah, man.
Close that with a bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Fox Sports Divide Live. We're back.
We are back.
Year in review. We only kind of got to the tip of the iceberg here. There's so much more that happened, but let's spend the last few minutes of this show talking about what we do best.
All right.
Us.
Give.
Let's talk about us.
Let's talk about us.
The Divide Live, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Give us a shot. Network year in review.
Yeah. Shout outs to freaking everybody on our team. Germ, Bert, the God, Ty.
Ty, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, dude. A
Freaking-
lot. All of this stuff. I say it week after week. I contribute nothing.
That's not fair.
Well, you're right, but
You look pretty good.
thank you so much. When it comes to just production and just even getting to see us clearly on YouTube, you got to give credit where credit's due. We're Ty. I mean, it's just
And
he's-
Germ,
he's-
and Germ.
and Germ. Yes, of course, and
Yes.
the graphics and all that other
24
stuff.
Media.
This is this is 48 hours of setting up a camera.
Yeah.
So you could come in.
Setting to literally sit
45
down,
minutes.
setting up,
Yeah.
testing.
No, Germ was also in this feed, making it even better.
Germ, it pops
Wow.
in and
Yeah,
out.
Yo, he jumped in
It's
and changed the
unreal.
thing, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
thank God you did it because it looks dope.
Dude, all the time. How many times do we get into our login here and you're like, oh, I guess Germ was in here. And just tweaking and improving everything,
unreal.
dude. He's
on the back of a fire truck, probably.
Yeah.
I know, probably.
With the kitten in
Probably.
one hand, a baby in the other.
Dude, man.
Dude's amazing.
But the
and,
whole team, I mean, it allowed us to do a lot of stuff, especially from the philanthropy side of life. I mean, we had the casino night, casino day.
Dine on us.
Dine on us.
Yeah.
We did
cornhole tournament with Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams cornhole tournament. We did
That's veterans, right? That's Dine on us is veterans. Feeding
Not veterans,
veterans.
active military men and women who can't afford
Yo,
that
a
are
meal.
food insecure. Yes.
even more important.
And then we did a lot with the Field of Dreams. We did a comedy night with Field of Dreams. We did
The
actually,
cornhole
the
tournament.
cornhole tournament. What else?
We did a few one-offs with them as well, smaller events, but they were still impactful and still mattered. We were on the Todd Frazier committee for the Children's Specialized Hospital, and every hurdle they hit, whether it was a logo that Germ created, a website that Ty created, that, by the way, saved them upwards of 18% per ticket because we didn't charge them a darn fee.
Yeah, we raised $60,000, I think, right?
Right.
And it would have been probably $50,000 if
yeah,
they went through
or maybe even
Eventbrite
less.
or somewhere else. I don't want to say their
Yeah,
name, but
right.
another place would charge them percentage
Yeah.
of ticket sales, and we
Right.
didn't do that.
And we didn't do that. So we
Yep.
built this thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
I overpromised it to the Frazier family before Ty's like, oh, Mike, slow down. Because I was like, we're going to make Todd Frazier's .pong. Like, he's like, bro, you can't just make
a dot
a
pong.
dot something. But we got Todd Frazier events. You could go there right now, relive the entire beer pong tournament. But then every orifice of our network, from Alexa helping out, right, making shirts on the fly, to helping us behind the scenes with multiple companies that we were contracted to do, to everybody just, that was like a Voltron event. We had J-Mac Customs, who made the signs behind us.
Sean Brace was there.
Sean
Fox,
Brace was
Fox
there.
Sports,
Fox
the Gamblers
Sport, yeah.
showed up, and iHeart helped us and had
Yeah.
our back. So it was, man, come on.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, and honestly, that sticks out the most as far as everything we did this year. The fact that we were all there, it all kind of came together. I mean, I've never, like, even Germ making the trip up, everybody was
unreal.
more than, especially from the foundation, so excited to see him come up. It was just a really, really good time for a good cause. I just like, and even like thinking about what you guys done all year, even helping out with the Fox Sports, the watch parties.
Yeah.
I mean, the Give Us a Shot Network is behind
Everything.
almost all of them,
Yeah.
right? I
Anything
want to
that
say
looks
any
good.
watch party that they've had, down to like the Bachelor watch parties.
I get
the
mad when
Sixer
they don't
watch
like,
parties.
hey, look, just ask. Like, the worst we could say is no.
Yeah.
So like sometimes when I see things, I cringe. Like, just
coulda
like.
helped. You coulda helped.
But Germ does that too, right? He sees something we're doing, he cringes. So it's just there's a domino effect of cringe.
Just want to help, man. We
just
just want
wanna
to help people
help.
give the people a shot.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
name is a reason why we got this name.
Right.
It wasn't about the freaking the guy
Oh,
person out, the umpire.
Terry.
That's just we took that and we ran with that.
You gotta give us a shot.
Because it means so much more to us. It means a
does.
lot more to us. Like,
really does.
We wanted us to give ourselves a shot, but we were also like, we want to give everybody else a shot. Like, we
Yeah.
know that what we're doing, people are like, we would love to do something similar. Like, you have a podcast? Can I do a podcast? Yes, you can. We can help. You're like, we just want to help people. And I love it. I can't.
It was
I can't
great,
imagine doing
and I
anything else.
think, man, it was before the studio didn't always look like this. We
Oh,
didn't
it's been-
always look like a damn news station here.
No.
It was a basement with a table,
looked
and we
pretty-
made it look good.
Yeah,
it still is a
Should say
basement with a
you
table,
guys
but
made it
yeah.
look good, but we've come a long way, and
Yeah.
I don't want to forget where we came from. But
Yeah.
I mean, damn, man, we were just trying to have fun and see who would listen, and now
Yeah.
everybody listens. Everybody listens.
They don't have a choice.
No, now it's to me, like my heart gets filled with love when people are like, we need your help.
Yeah.
And then you guys just throw it all together. It's just, it's crazy.
Well, it's funny because like the second they get a taste, and this is anybody of 24 Media and what Ty can do, it becomes, we need more of that. Like, okay, well, we need money. So like
It's a business. It's a business.
Yeah, so we got the right remedy. Like there's different. Everybody has their own different.
Skill set.
Skill set, talents, and then also like and beautifully enough, we could all take turns doing that other skill set if need be. Would it be the best recipe? No, but it's still a formula better than anybody else's.
My favorite thing is when Ty and 24 Media gets hired to do something like a video event, and then Ty shows up with like a backpack and like 2 backpacks, and people
Yeah.
are like, okay, well, where's the rest of it? And Ty's like, no, I'm here.
Dude,
They get that nervous look on, and we're like, just trust.
let 'em cook.
Please trust.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that little bit of like insecurity when you
Yeah.
first show up, and they're just like, oh, okay. They're so polite, but it's like, no, you're trust me, you're in good hands.
Foul territory, Atlantic City. That definitely happened. They were just like, yo, you guys got
Yeah,
it.
because they had a whole production
dude,
team.
it was insane. There's
Which,
no,
I mean, foul territory is huge. They need a production team, but
Right.
it's like,
I mean, this was
I
outrageous.
I just love that, man. But we here at Give Us a Shot Network and Divide Live, we just love being the underdog, and I think that's the best thing. So we'll continue into the new year.
We're the top dog.
We'll continue to be the underdog, and we'll just keep blowing the doors off, guys.
That's it, man.
So
That's it.
I wish everybody in this room a happy and, more importantly, healthy new year. And I really can't wait for 2024, guys.
I wish I could fast forward for real.
Yeah.
For real, for real. I'm not
ready,
lying.
I'm ready.
Definitely.
Got to slow
I'm
down
ready
a
for
little
24.
bit.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
oh
No,
yeah,
no, I'm
that's
ready
fair.
today.
January 1st.
Yeah,
fast forward
I'm
to
ready.
it. Yeah,
I'm
that's
ready.
fair. I thought you meant like can't wait to talk about 2024.
3
like
days.
as it
No,
as if
no,
it
no,
was
no,
over.
no, no.
Yeah, this stuff is going way
I'm ready
too
to
quick.
start it. I'm ready to start it.
Sound like an old man.
So, on behalf of 24 Media and the Give Us a Shot Network and Divide Live and Fox Sports The Gambler, everybody have a happy and healthy new year. And we will see you for our first show in 2024 next week.
Oh, who cares?
Had to get Francesca in there.
Dope. What an easy show. I love Ty, man. I love having a third person